Hello everyone, welcome to another Top 5 Records video and another one in the series in which I'm taking a closer look at the full body of work of Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds, awaiting the release of their newly to come album later this month. Wild God, I'm taking a look at their full body of work. And today we have arrived in 2003, this album, Nocturama. And honestly, this was one of the rare albums in this series of videos that I hadn't heard before. I ordered a copy specifically for this series. Now, why hadn't I heard it before? Basically, because I'm in some Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds Facebook groups, and everybody's always picking on this one. Everybody's always picking on this one, and I thought, well, and I'm not going to do the effort of buying it. Now, I did buy it, and I did give it a spin. And this is actually an interesting album. First of all, this is the last one that includes the guitar player. I've tried to pronounce it right. Blixa Bagelt, the one who also played at with the Einstürzende Neubauten, very important German band. I mean, imagine that you're playing in the Bad Seeds and the Einstürzende Neubauten. So this is the last album with Bagelt. He went away right after the release of this album. This album has some other curiosities. It was recorded in 1 week, and the producer said that this was the first time for him to work with Nick Cave and some of their band members since the birthday party. And when he got introduced to Bagelt, somebody said, "Well, he's the producer," and then Bagelt said, "Oh, good to have you as an engineer." No, no, he is the producer. To which Bagelt responded, "Well, we'll see about that." The producer later on said it was a bad atmosphere. This was a situation in which there was so much tension, and everybody was tensionous, trying to get to their position, get their space and place in the room until Nick Cave would walk in, sit behind the piano, and then on the spot recording would begin. This is not the kind of dynamic that I would imagine with Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds, or perhaps it's just this album. I always thought that they were more of a group effort, a quest for the sound. So perhaps it's this setup which makes this album unique. It might have been the idea that it is a week of recording. It might have been some of the songwriting. Now, listening to it, my first response is this is not a bad album. It's not a bad album. It might even be an okay album. The thing is, you get this straight after and No More Shall We Part, and before that, The Boatman's Call, and before that, Murder Ballads, and before that, Let Love In. Four of the best Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds albums. And they all sound so uniquely different. And Nocturama also sounds different, but in a unsuspected way. This is the most common sounding I have Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds heard. They do sound a lot more like a band that sit down and they play. It might also be that idea of a week, 1 week of recording during a tour break. I mean, that may not have been the most inspiring circumstances. Going through it, these songs aren't bad. They're not bad. They might be uninspired in some cases. Um, Nick Cave has started singing in a different manner since And No More Shall We Part. I believe it's because of quitting the heroin addiction. His voice sounds a bit more thin and pinched afterwards. You can hear it here. And also on this record, although he goes for a much rockier, bigger approach in energy than on No More Shall We Part, the fragility on And No More Shall We Part is in its place. Here he's searching for more power in his voice. You do notice thinness, a certain. I still believe that there is a certain anxiety after the heroin addiction that leaves its mark, and sometimes that may make that his voice at certain moments may sound a bit whiny. Um, Nevertheless, never ruining the songs. But we are coming from a pitch perfect, not pitch perfect, a perfect streak of albums, of challenging albums, of new albums, of open albums, of emotions that are completely unique to have been experienced on a record. And this is a little bit generic. And even then, when Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds have a generic sound or a generic approach, there are things that are just great. Uh, Side C has Babe, I'm on Fire. The entire side is one song. And although the entire time I thought, oh, one side song on this album, won't it take too long? No. No, as a matter of fact, on that song, I have the idea that it's, although there is an element of repetition there, there's also an element of repetition on that Quicksilver Messenger Service, that Quicksilver Messenger Service album. What's the one where they play "Who Do You Love" constantly? Who do you love? "Babe, I'm on Fire" is also repetitive, but it stays interesting in the repetition, in the energy, in the togetherness of the band. There are very nice moments. I really enjoyed that. Also, Cave's phrasing, his vocals, the way he foresees it from emotion. I like that. And there is this jammy element in there that I really, really enjoyed on Side C. But overall, um, again, not a bad album. Not a bad album. But his least challenging one, or their least challenging one. And until this far in the Discography series, this might be my least favorite. Yet again, um, it's not as with the Rolling Stones, in which you have in the 80s some records that you need to be a really big fan to love those. Same thing counts for me, Pink Floyd at the late 80s. There are moments that I just cannot stand. If this is the lowest they're gonna get, I mean, then it's sacred. Seriously, it's sacred. So I'm curious, what do you think? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Leave a comment below and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.